Hey everyone, Nate the Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, and today we're going to discuss using real-world political, religion, and regional issues in your actual game. So the good and the bad and the ugly of using that.
Of current events.
Of current events. And with me I have...
I'm Ted.
Dave.
You know, to wrap it up, you've got ease of information, a multitude of plots and scenarios that you can use.
Plot, scenarios, hooks. There's plenty.
There's loads of it, and it can fit into any theme, any genre. Just pick it up, change the necessary details, drop it in, done. You know, you've got what you need. But on the other side of it, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you've changed it enough that you're not using, names or things, and know your players, because if they can't handle certain things like, hey, I am that far removed from, God stuff.
There's that, and like if there's real world situations that your players have been in that you want to use, like, so they might be sensitive to it. Maybe you should just ask them, like, hey, I've been in online games where we've had, Vietnam vets in the game, and another player is like, well, I was going to role play, a character with post-traumatic stress. Is that okay? Will that, are you okay with that?
Right.
And got permission. And as the DM too, you want to think, like, sometimes too, like, certain DMs would use this as an opportunity to make fun of, take pot shots, satire, whatever, and because they have kind of the pulpit to do it. But you don't, at the end of the day, we're playing a role-playing game. You should be playing it with your friends, hopefully, or people that will become your friends. So you don't want to do anything that's harmful or hurtful to anyone at your table.
Absolutely.
So you should figure out if there are certain situations that are not comfortable with your players. I mean, this always boils back down to DM player expectations, and making sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, as a DM, you always have the ability to just take a 5 minute or a couple minutes aside, talk to players individually, and say, hey, what is your take on this? Can you handle this? And if you're not used to those players, just take that short amount of time and make sure it's all going to fly.
Yeah, you don't want to introduce that stuff cold.
Right.
And I would also say that with current events, something that's really fresh in people's mind, especially if it was, if general populace knows it, then that's another thing where it's like, well, if you change it enough, they might never know.
Right.
But I would never actually tell them, hey, I got inspired by this terrible atrocity that occurred in real life, and be like, oh wow, it really doesn't make me feel that good.
You're like that, that Nigeria thing is pretty sweet. I thought I'd throw it in the game.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff, I would just never really tell the players that's what I was like. I mean, I did a disease thing, and I got inspired by. I mean, there's real life diseases that are harming people and getting to be epidemic levels. And at that point, it's kind of like, well, it's
Nate
prominent.
was like, Ebola, excellent.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad you came along, Ebola. I just wanted to write a disease thing. And my thing is nothing like the disease Ebola.
You guys can like, comment, subscribe, and share.
You can check us out on nerdarchy.com.
You can also check us out on the subreddit Nerdarchy.
So until next time, stay nerdy.